Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
You froze.
I think I
There you go.
are froze.
Hi, Carolyn.
Oops. I just said I'm a mess today. I got back from my walk. It's a beautiful day. And up purple asters all along the walk. And one huge big bunch of really almost this color. And it's just huge. And I had to stop it. Well, I think I'm going to go back and take a picture because there were, you know, I'm watching the bees in and out of the flowers, and it just makes me feel so good to see them. So.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, Danny. And I practiced being the stillness and peace of God. Yesterday's message was so lovely. And yeah. So even if I'm messy, so what?
You're perfect in God's eyes. Hey, I have a question. Can you folks hear the music that's playing in the background?
Yes.
Okay,
Nice.
good. I just found out how to do this, so I wanted to make sure it was working okay.
Is it?
It's my music. I wrote this.
You did?
Yes.
Is Jackie coming back, or is she going to use her?
I don't know. She froze there for a moment.
Oh, there she is. Hello,
Hi.
Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
I don't know if you heard me say about the beautiful, huge bouquet of purple asters on my walk today, and the bees in and out, and oh, I just love it.
Beautiful.
And then I have purple asters have appeared in my little magical garden at the front that just keeps sending things up. So I put her picture on my Facebook. So
Perfect. I'm gonna take. Let me get rid of this music here so we can start talking. Be right back. Go. Boom. So yeah, I just figured out how to play music behind so I can do that in other circumstances.
you could just put your radio on and turn it down soft.
Well, yes, but then it feeds through the microphone. This way I'm playing it directly out of the computer, so it doesn't interfere with the music or with the sound.
Oh my gosh, another magical chore to learn.
Yeah. Oh, I just Googled it. And it told me how to do it. Yeah.
So what did you put in Google?
I put in Google how to play music through your in Zoom. I think that's what I searched.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I found several different websites that talked about how to do that. So it's basically you have to be the host first of all of the you have to be hosting it, and then you do a share screen. See that button at the bottom of the screen that says share screen, and then you select computer audio, and then you just turn it on, and then you go play your music like on your Apple Music or
well, I think that won't be me.
But then then you stop sharing screen and the music still continues?
No, you have to you're not sharing at that point, you're not sharing the screen, you're sharing the music. It says sharing screen, but it's actually you're actually sharing the music instead. And then and then when you don't want to do that anymore, you just there's a little bar up at the top of the screen that says you're sharing audio, computer audio. You just hit stop sharing, and then it stops doing it. So that's how that happens.
Thank you for telling me. It's a great thing.
Yeah, I didn't know, but you have to be the host of the room. You can't be doing it in someone else's room. You have to do that. So you either have to be hosting the room, or you have to get someone to assign you host sharing responsibilities to be able to do that.
Right. You can assign co-host if you
want. Co-host. Yes, that's right. Yes. So, how's everyone's weekend?
Here we are, October already.
Yes. Well, and October has definitely showed up here in Massachusetts. That's for sure. Yes. We've got
last week, Chaya and I listened to you, and you mentioned the Moosewood restaurant.
Yes.
And then we went down to the Moosewood restaurant, and we haven't been there for many, many years, and we had a wonderful lunch.
Oh, good.
And then we met two different couples, and we created amazing, like, beautiful connection with them. They visited us, at our home. So out of this complete unplanned kind of thing came like light, stars of light, rays of love,
Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's perfect. So I've been thinking over the last week about, how it is that the mission of this group in whatever physical form it takes.
Before you continue, do you want to record it or no?
I believe I am recording. Yes, I am recording. Yeah.
You are.
I
Okay.
am recording. Yeah. Mhm. So the idea of how much work it takes or doesn't take to be a host of There Must Be a Better Way, and how it should how should it manifest itself, as I said in the email, how can we do this without breaking a sweat? What's the easiest way possible to do this? And it occurred to me after sending that email out that the idea of doing this, I am here, and you are here because I have asked you to be my teachers in this. But that means that I have the impression that there's something I need to learn, and that there's something missing, that there's something not right. And I've asked the universe to come teach me that lesson. But am I doing this in a way that is am I don't know, demanding of the universe that it teach me this, or do I just hang back and let whatever happens happen? In that case, do I have to send an invite out? Do I need to have this room? What is it? What is it that is going to facilitate my learning that there must be a better way? And how can I teach that and learn it at the same time without it being like an infection, almost like forcing it on the universe to make it teach me this lesson? Does that make sense? Am I making that clear? I sort of had this thought over the weekend, and I also on Friday I got a COVID vaccine and a flu vaccine at the same time, and so I've been flat on my back. Thought I was going to die for the last 24 hours. It really kicked my butt, and so I really haven't had a chance to sort of formulate this until just a couple hours ago. My head has sort of cleared a little bit that I can think this stuff. So I'm asking you to reflect that back to me and see what that says to you about
it. I think, Baraka, you answered this question
it.
already. Because whatever happens in the now is happening in the now.
Mhm.
And it's required because it's happening.
Yes.
And the only choice that we have is to be present and to be an instrument of love. And that's a moment by moment thing. We create concepts like a Zoom meeting and planning ahead and so on, but that's our imagination, because in reality there is only now, and the presence, which is everywhere all the time, is speaking through us. And just like what happened in the Moosewood restaurant last week, we didn't plan all of this, it just happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the same is with here. Our ego is still in the background, and we believe that we are doing something, but that is passing slowly from our consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's It's just joy. We choose joy and share the joy, and we are the joy. That's what I feel.
Mhm. So if I'm telling the story, I should take ownership of telling the story. This is a story I'm choosing, and so therefore I shouldn't rebel against it. I should embrace it and
Mhm.
try to be in spirit as much as I allow myself to be. And in doing that, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And if it requires someone to, if the story requires that someone steps in front of me and teaches me a lesson, I need to be as open to it as possible. And if that teaching the lesson is that someone is doing for me is offering me the opportunity to teach a lesson, then I need to be open to that as well. Stop wrestling with it. Stop fighting it. It's not going to do anyone any good. Carolyn, you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I'm thinking a lot, and before Danny spoke, I was thinking I could see myself getting myself into great knots, making sure I did everything right and got the message out and did the Zoom connection, blah, 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 you know, and whoa, my job, I'm not taking on the leadership, by the way, but maybe the job is to provide the space and then allow what happens to happen. I was making a little note here when you asked the question, and I wrote down B : nothing planned in advance, be present, join, share the joy. Just provide the opportunity. And if nobody shows up, well, I'll have a moment of silence and quiet. And if I think of someone, as I did, think of someone who might like it, send the information. If they show up, they do. If they don't, they don't. So I think for the B, and I think it's really fine if sending out the weekly connection is kind of a challenge, then don't. It's on my computer. If I go into Zoom, there's the whole list of the things that I do, but I wrote down the numbers in my calendar so I could put the ID number in, and I checked before I came on today, I checked to see that it was the same number every time, and it is.
It is, yes. Okay, that's good. I hadn't been keeping track of that, so I was, but when I copied it into the email the last time, oh, Jackie's gone. Jackie, oh, well, maybe she'll come back. Yeah, I hadn't noticed that it was the same number every single time.
Well, I checked this morning, and it is, and it
Okay.
comes up when I go on to Zoom. I say join, I get a list, a place to put in the name of the company or the name of the meeting. And I tap that spot and I get the list, like I get the Monday to Friday, I get TB, whatever we are, TMBAB, what?
Right.
Yours.
That thing. Yes, right.
Ours.
Right.
And I can just click on that. But if I forget it, I've written down the number and it's been the same every time.
I have yet to be able to figure out how to put my meetings into a list. So maybe you can teach me that. To
put what?
Putting when you say you click on a button and it gives you all the meetings that you have.
Yeah, I don't do anything. It just happened. When I click on Zoom, like I have the Zoom icon at the bottom of my screen.
Right.
And then a thing comes up. It's a big blue one that says join, and I click that. Yeah. And then a smaller white thing that says join comes up, and I click that. Oh. And then automatically this bar comes up that says the ID number or program name. And there's a little V thing there to click. I click that, and
oh, I've never seen that. I'll have to go investigate that.
Thank you. Do you pay a membership fee?
I do.
because I paid a membership fee when I was still doing Zoom groups working,
Mhm.
and I'm still doing it as long as I can afford to,
Right.
because it makes it easy. So
Yeah, but-
you get the big thing that says it's a lot of blue colors that says join.
I think, see, I don't know, when I come in, I come in, I think I come in a back way. What I link through my list is in an email of all the rooms that I participate in. When I click on that, it goes straight into the room. I don't see that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
if you have an icon for Zoom, try doing it the backward way. Like
Okay.
to go to the icon that says Zoom, click that, and then
Okay.
it should open a main screen, and you click join the meeting. I mean, there's a place there to do other things too, to program a meeting, but click join and you'll get the white box that's smaller.
Okay.
But play with it, and you can email me if I don't know how else to tell you.
All right. No, that's good. You come in a different way than I do. So that's probably why I'm not seeing that. That's all.
Okay. Oh, good. Judy's back.
Jackie's back. Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
There you are.
Sorry
There
about
she is. What a pretty background screen.
That's a
you've got.
beautiful background. What is that? Those are butterflies?
Yes, it's a picture. You know what it is? It's a picture from I think Janet and Vicky, like on that phone the phone thread, text thread we have with Vicky
Uh-huh.
Coffee. And probably a year or a couple of years ago, they were sending, people send pictures out with like little quotes on it. And it was on one of those pictures and I just cropped it.
It's gorgeous. Wow. So just beautiful.
Yesterday was the in Canada, the remembering the Indigenous people, the children between the 50s and the 90s. I mean, my time, you may have heard it, being gathered up and taken from their parents and stuffed in a school.
Oh, yes. So
all that
yeah.
terrible stuff.
Mhm.
And so that was, yesterday was the second annual Reconciliation Day for Indigenous.
Hmm.
And it should be everybody,
Yes.
I mean, none of us are First Nations, but there were a lot of First Nations that got torn apart, and
Right.
we're preparing it. So I just
Well,
needed to mention that.
we need to be able to forgive everything that happened, because it's all happened, past tense.
Yeah.
Right here, right now.
Make
It's
the
up
difference now.
it's up to us to be the love right here, right now.
Yeah.
And so yes, terrible things have happened in the past. Terrible things will happen in the future if we want to live in those places. But right here, right now, there's only one thing: love.
Be and breathe love.
That's right.
And be and accept.
Yeah. So, Jackie,
and forgive self. I
yes,
didn't know at the time it was going on.
right. But that's not your fault that you weren't there.
Yeah, I know.
But it is your responsibility that you are here now.
Reconciliation.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
be love.
So, Jackie, what we were talking about when you poofed on us a little while ago is the idea of how can we be truly helpful without breaking a sweat? How can we be a teacher, a good teacher and student, without it being effortful? I know I sort of rephrased the question a little bit, but I just my mind just came up with that. So there is a time and a place for everything to happen, and I could force it, or I could just be with spirit and let that happen. Let it be what is best for it to be, instead of trying to tell it what to be, and that takes a lot of the stress out of it. Vicky, and how she just, like, whatever it is, and she just totally goes with it every time. And so she's except for a few occasions where I've seen her dealing with family stuff, she is the most stress-free person I've ever met. And her lesson is that she teaches me is be here now and listen, because it's going to, you're going to get the prompt. Danny was talking about last week how at the beginning of our call, I talked about Moosewood because Danny lives in Ithaca where the Moosewood restaurant is. And he and his wife decided to go to Moosewood, and he met two couples there, and they started talking, and they've established a great connection there. So Danny listens, and it's so perfect that way. So how do I do this? How do I teach and learn there must be a better way without trying to rearrange the deck chairs on the Titanic? How is that? Do you have any thoughts about that, Jackie?
Well, I think you just said it as well. Just to, be yourself, listen for guidance every moment, and just follow the prompts.
And whatever is going to happen in spirit, it's going to come in front of me. I don't have to worry about it.
Yes, or come to you, like you said, like an impulse.
Mm-hmm.
Or just something that you just, I think I want to do this next. Like I want to go to Moosewood restaurant next, or just as and you saying it was the prompt for Danny, and so that's basically how I see it.
So if you are actively seeking the role of there must be a better way, do you have any thoughts about how you would present yourself to this world in the way of helping, of being truly helpful? Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yes, like first of all, you wouldn't actively seek, you would just listen, right? I think, and then just be like, if you're being kind, like I've heard on this call, heard you all say too, you be kind, be love at every moment. Like what would love do? Like every moment.
What would love do?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I like that. What would love do?
Excellent.
How would love be?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, love
and
would
that includes
be
yourself, because love would not be stressful. Love would not be stressing yourself out. Like you would, you including that in that number as far as humanity, or who you are being kind to and being loving to.
Mm-hmm. Is there now see, I have been moved to create this thing called There Must Be a Better Way.
Yes.
And I try to present myself in everything that I do out in the world, listening, trying to pay attention to what is going on around me, and being able to, if it seems necessary, and if I'm moved to step into a situation and say, there must be a better way. This should not be hurting. This should not be painful. So there must be a better way. And how can I learn that from you, whoever you are? How can I learn this? How can I be taught by whatever it is you're experiencing that there must be a better way? But doing that without coming in and going, I know better than you. I've been, so, I can help you with this, boy, that's a good way to get my, as they say, get my ass handed to me. So, but I haven't found a consistent way to do that. And it's, I guess, what's occurring to me right now is the reason I'm not finding a consistent way of doing that is because every situation is different. Every lesson is different. Everything that I asked to come before me and teach me is different. So there's no formula. It's not like opening up Joy of Cooking and, oh, there's the recipe for brownies, you make every single time and the brownies turn out the same every time. There is no recipe book. There is just listening and
moment by moment.
Moment by moment.
That moment, yes, Jackie.
Listening moment by moment. And you just putting out that acronym, I call it Tmbabw. There must be a better way. Just that acronym, having that be out is amazing, because even I noticed it's not if you search it, on YouTube, it's very, you come right up because it's very
Oh,
distinct. So
Yes.
you even putting that out into the world. And I
Mhm.
remember early on you were talking about maybe t-shirts or something like that. I'm just saying it's kind of a interesting acronym.
right. And everyone's going to, everyone looks at
Yes.
and they say, wait a minute, what
What
T?
does that mean? Mhm.
I can't even, you can't even imagine what that is. Yeah,
Yes.
you're going to be so surprised when I tell you what it is.
Yeah. I love it. And so you put that out since you had that dream, and so that's all part of your actions.
Well, I'm about to. This is the first month that I won't be paying off a rather large debt that I've been taking care of financially, and so I'll have a little extra bucks. And so I was going to make a T-shirt for myself, and then maybe if others enjoy it too, then maybe we can do that, because I don't think the storefront in the shopping mall is going to come out just yet. Anyway, maybe later.
That's okay. You are the storefront right now.
I am.
You're the living, walking storefront.
Thank you. Yes, Danny.
I would like to say a few things. First of all, there is a letter that was sent to people in prison that is in the Prisoners Express program.
Right.
run
You
by
told me that. Mhm.
University. And I'm expecting that there would be people in prison who would love to be messengers of this program in their environment. So what I wrote to them, and that's something that we never discussed here, but I knew that somehow there must be a way to make it work, that each one of them will get a T-shirt with what must be a better way. So
Mhm.
other prisoners will approach them and ask, what is this about? And also a book. And, they will be sent a book that could be something that we will decide, either by James Twyman or maybe by Michael Brown or something. That is something I believe that this it started, Baraka, from a series of dreams you shared with us.
Yes.
That you had series of dreams that were so enchanting and so beautiful that you actually didn't want to come back. You wanted to stay in heaven. You were shown the other side. And then you were also shown this store in the mall, and the sign, there must be a better way on top of it. And then you didn't think to do it, but then another person, I think it was Diane, I'm not
Mhm.
sure,
Right.
she encouraged you and us to start this, and so you went ahead and you bought Zoom thing, and then you bought a domain name, and you showed amazing consistency, actually, because it is consistent. What you are doing here as an instrument of God is a consistent effort to, and we don't know how many people are watching this afterwards. We don't know.
Right.
We don't know what will happen in 100 years. We don't know. Seeds are flying in the air, and they are going to sprout somewhere, sometime. It's not up to us. All that we can do is live in the present moment. And I want to share with you several things in my own life, how it is connected, because in the past, I used to go to the nursing home and listen to you there. Well, I am going to the nursing home again today, later.
To see Christopher?
see, Christopher agreed yesterday for the first time after some time. He agreed to see me again, and we connected and we shared our love beyond words. And other people, like yesterday, there was a group of people that somehow we found ourselves in the porch, you know, and words came out of my mouth just like they come from us right now, you know, we don't plan them. And a beautiful energy was created. And then one person, Ellen, his name is, he used to work as a washing dishes all his life. And yesterday I asked him, where did you wash dishes? And he said, at Ithaca College. When I was a professor at that time, teaching all those years when he was washing dishes, I was teaching mathematics. You know, in the world point of view, it is, you know, two different things, you know, a professor, a dishwasher, but in God's eyes, there's only love, only love. And the love of this person that is now in the nursing home is so beautiful, so powerful, so humble. And he taught me he started by asking, can we listen to Hawaiian music? Can we go to Hawaii? That's what he said. You know, can we go to Hawaii? Wow, a miracle happened. We got this huge speaker that is connected to Bluetooth, and we could connect my iPhone. And then I typed Hawaiian music, and we started listening to music, and we started dancing and shaking hands, and the energy was just so beautiful. And then he said, after some time, can we listen to a song? And I want to know if Jackie knows this song. You know, it is an amazing song. It's called The Long Black Train. Jackie, you heard about it? It's
No, I'm sorry.
like 10 million people watched it. Actually, I did not know about it until yesterday. And it's about a black train that represents our life that goes through. In fact, why don't we make, I suggest now, Baraka, if you can put it on for us, we can watch it together for a few minutes. If you go
Is it YouTube or is it just a
YouTube,
song?
YouTube.
Okay. I don't know. Let me see if I can do that. Hold on a second.
All
Talk
that
amongst
you
yourselves. I'll be right back.
do-
see here.
Baraka,
Yeah.
know how to do it. It's very simple. You simply go down, you click, first you find this program, this
Yeah. Mhm.
long black train, you
Right.
make it ready, then you go down, share screen, and then it gives you different options. And the main option is share the desktop.
Okay. All right. I'll just let me. I'll be right back. Let me see if I can find it. Okay.
Okay, but what I want us to listen to the words of the song because it talks about the world and it talks about the engineer. There is an engineer in that song, and the engineer is the ego. It's actually the ego. It has so much deep wisdom, this song, and it's done in such a great way, you know. So I think if we listen to it, you will feel what I feel.
And what's the title again?
I believe I'm actually going there right now too.
It's called. I see it. I've got a long black train. Unfortunately, I can't play it and be recording at the same time because it's got it's got rights.
So maybe you can stop the recording for a moment, or no?
Yeah, let me see.
Long black train is going from nowhere to nowhere. However, we are going from nowhere to now here. The word nowhere now here is the same letters. And you know what I found? The word earth, and the word heart have the same letters.
I like that.
Hmm.
Well, if we're gonna make up symbols, we might as well make them mean something.
Yes. Ha ha ha. We are repurposing them.
Repurposing, yes.
We see the new meaning. We give the new meaning. Go back home. It's
Now here.
I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. This morning I couldn't fall asleep, you know, and I went to breathe. Well, lately I found that I can, like when I don't sleep or during the day, I do breathing, and I breathed for actually a whole hour, you know, not just for 15 minutes.
Conscious breathing.
It was conscious breathing, and then I breathed through the third eye, through the third eye, and I breathe in and out, and I started hearing the sounds at the same time of my breath and the sound outside. There is a creek, and the sound inside. There is a sound, all kind of amazing inside sound, like I believe it's the Om, you know, and I was connected to the present moment, and I repeated the words, and that comes from the presence process. With the breathe in is I, then am, breathe out, here, breathe in, now, breathe out, in, breathe in, this, breathe out. So I am here now in this. And I kept breathing this through the third eye. And then I was transported to the nursing home, because I kind of, now I spend every day I go there. This is my inner kind of calling right now.
Mm.
And I felt that I didn't do it because I didn't want to create waves with my wife, because she would be extremely upset. But I felt the need to go to the nursing home during the night, because I realized that the nursing home, and it's not the only nursing home. I mean, like there is an unwritten agreement of silence of what happens in nursing homes.
Mm.
And like yesterday when I went there, one of the residents told me, you know, we didn't sleep last night because one of the patients, so to speak, one of the residents had a nightmare, and she started screaming, you know, and she couldn't be calmed down. So people woke up, you know, and there is only probably one nurse, you know, there.
Mm.
But everybody is keeping silence because we cannot deal with this darkness. It's too much for us. Even the state that could investigate what's happening, the state won't do it, you know, during the night. It's too much. And in a way, it's okay, because God, the eternal presence, is there, and everything is perfect, even though it looks to us like the extreme nightmare, you know, in some sense. But I felt truly the need to go there and just to witness and to be there, because I became the pastor of the nursing home. And I want to tell the nurses that they can call me, because one person there now is dying, you know, is in a room, and she's going through the process. And people in nursing homes, they don't go to hospice care, they die in the nursing home. You know, this is built for that, you know, and everything is perfect, but there is so much, in a way, I would say, presence and yet chaos, fear, love, it's all intermixed together, and it happens there 24 hours a day, all the time, you know. And only God, which is the presence, the eternal presence, watches over it and doesn't judge it, because God is love and is everywhere all the time. So I feel attracted to this right now in my current state, because I used to be so depressed through my life. Like I would live in absolute fear of a thought that I'm not worth to live. And then I started breathing, and then I got completely out of it. But then I find myself so much at home with those people, um, and it is okay. It's neither good nor bad. It's
I
just,
think maybe you have found your storefront.
yes, thank you. I found my storefront. Thank you. And you know what? We are there together too. We are there together. You know, this is beyond words, because for God doesn't know any differences, any limits. God is pure love and is waiting by the hearts of people, by the closed doors, for a little opening. Just if there is a little opening, the light rushes in, and that's what we are doing together, and I'm I'm so grateful for this, and it creates so much chaos at my home, because yesterday I came back and I spent many hours there, and it was Friday night, and usually my wife and I light candles, and then everything was chaotic. I was, I spilled things, and then, things didn't work out. I had to create soup the last moment. Finally, it all came out. We lit the candle, and then the most beautiful miracle happened. I tell you what happened. My wife Chaya and I lit candles on Friday night. Two candles. And when we were praying, after the chaos went away and there was peace, one candle was much smaller than the other one. And those candles represent us, for me and my wife. And then I took a bath about 8 o'clock in the evening, because I had an 8:30 Zoom session where I do 15 minutes breathing. It's open to anyone, by the way. Usually I'm there completely by myself, but yesterday one person comes. So anyway, at 8 o'clock, half an hour before that, I take a bath, and I bring the candles, and one of the candles is smaller than the other one, much smaller. And soon they are going to kind of be extinguished. And then I get out of the bath. My wife goes to the bath. The water is really warm. The candles are still there. 8:30, I start the breathing process with Dawn. And then my wife knocks on the door, and she tells me, Danny, you must see it. And I turn my head and I see both candles, same height, an amazing miracle. Wow. Then we took the candles to the bedroom when we went to sleep, and the candles were on for a long time until we fell asleep. So for my wife and me, it was such a miracle, of God. It shows that there is a higher power that controls everything,
You had your own little Hanukkah.
Yes. Friday night. Today, by the way, is the only Shabbat that is the middle of the 10 days of atonement.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Shabbat return, Shuva, return. And that is a very, very special kind of Shabbat, because Yom Kippur, the final day of atonement, is coming in a few days.
Right.
And so Jesus is with us, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's in all hearts, in all religions. It's beyond words.
I had a thought when you were talking about the light. God does not judge this world in any way, shape, or form. Everything is perfect. Everything is way up, is up here. There's no valleys or anything or a difference. Everything is right here.
Mhm.
The light that is brought into this world is not some physical God walking in with a candle. We are the light.
Mm.
We are God's light.
Mm.
And therefore it is our responsibility to be in that place where to serve with the light. I am here to be truly helpful. And the best way to be truly helpful is to shine the light. No matter what that may physically manifest as,
Mhm.
the intention is shining the light of love. And
Oh.
that's the job that God has given me, shining the light of love in the world, bring the light into the room and let other people see through the light that I shine, God's love. Let the people see that love is actually the only power that needs to be dealt with in this world.
Mm. Baraka, your words are so beautiful, and I would like to share with you something most beautiful that relates to what you just said, and this is the word violin in Hebrew. The word violin, it appears in the Psalms many times. It's pronounced kinor, kinor, K-I-N-O-R. When you type, you write it in Hebrew, it comprises of 4 letters. The first letter is k, kaf, and the third letter is o, vav, o. It is the connection o. Now the first letter and the third letter, they add up to 20 plus 6. The first letter is 20, kaf, and the third letter is vav, is 6. Now, the word of God, Yud Hey Vav Hey, Jehovah, Yud Hey Vav Hey, is also 26 because it's 10, 5, 6, 5. So it's 26. Now, the second and the fourth letter is just what you were saying, is Nun, N, Kinor, and R, Resh. Nun and Resh, which is together, it's the word Ner, which means candle. So the first and the third letter is God, and the second and the fourth letter is candle. And together it is the word violin, which is a human being. We are a violin. Each one of us is an instrument, a very fine instrument of God, and God is playing on us. And we are made of wood. Wood is a very coarse matter, very primitive. But through our life, we refine it. Out of this wood comes Stradivarius, the most beautiful instrument. And then there is Yehudi Menuhin, or, you know, a beautiful violin sound that inspires us. And this is what Jackie is doing with her music, you know, and they invite her to many places because they feel that purity and devotion. And there is a call, deep call for unity, for love, you know, which is one, you know. That's so beautiful. Thank you.
Jackie, is your music available online?
Yes, it's on Amazon.com and iTunes.
iTunes?
Mhm.
Under the name Jackie Jones?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah.
And I have a website, JackieJones.com.
That's easy to remember. Great.
So
Excellent.
Thanks for asking.
Sure. I look forward to it. I think I've heard some of your stuff already, but I want to hear the whole your whole encyclopedia of music. Yeah. Unfortunately, my music is not available anywhere except at SoundCloud. You have to actually go and download it from SoundCloud.
Okay.
Baraka-ACIM
Okay, thanks.
in SoundCloud. That's where all my music resides, and it's free.
Baraka, why cannot we put it on YouTube?
I can, I guess.
Because it's much easier for people who don't have a Macintosh.
Yeah.
I can help you with that if you need it.
Okay. I would like to. I'd like to make it more than just music. I'd like to, see if I could create videos with it.
It's Baraka.
-ACIM, and that's at SoundCloud. But if I can get it over onto YouTube, I'll do that. I just never bothered to do it before.
Nice.
So yeah, I should be able to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. So where are we in all this? First of all, if I'm breaking a sweat, I'm working too hard, right? This should not be. It should not have anything to do with effort whatsoever.
And if I'm getting rattled and kind of frantic and trying to find, then I've got to stop. I'm not doing it right.
Right. Like Vicki says, stop, drop, and pray. Yes. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And thank you very much, all of you. I've made
Indeed.
notes. Thank you, Danny.
Yes, Danny.
I'm gonna go look up the train, the black train again.
Yeah. Danny, you are a wonderful storyteller. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I was thinking as you were talking, Danny, I hope you're writing down these little stories.
My dream is to, well,
Stories and lessons, yes.
it's really, it's all in God's hands, but I believe it's possible to connect it to what most people are so afraid of, and this is mathematics. The miracle of math, because math is a universal language like music.
Mhm.
And everybody can do math. Math is ingrained in our
Oh, you've never seen my high school transcripts.
it's because of the schooling. It's fear.
Yeah.
Love is letting go of fear. Math. So that's my dream, is to do something, and the only obstacle is the ego. So
Well, you have a book publisher right here in this meeting room here. So
thank you.
yes, I've already published 4 of James Twyman's books. I've got a couple other people I'm doing work with as well. So
Thank you.
put it
Go
together.
Baraka, go Danny.
Yeah, put
And
it
I'm a
together
good
and let's do something.
supporter.
Okay.
Let's do.
All right. All
Thank
right.
you.
Jackie, can I publish you?
Sure.
Yeah. You got any written word that you want to get out in the world?
Not written. I wrote a couple of songs. We could talk. I'll
Okay.
email you.
All right. But if you want to put it in book form, that's what I'm doing now. That's my job. So I can submit that to you as my way of being truly helpful.
It's a
All right.
wonderful group.
No.
This
Let's
is
All right.
have a
wonderful.
conversation. Thank you.
Thank you all very, very much. This has been, as always, such an amazing experience. I'm so glad that I forced myself to do this the first time, because now it's just something I need to do. I seriously need to do every week. And
But you know what? You listened to the dream and you listened to it and heard the prompt.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I did. It
Thank you.
didn't come from me. I just listened. That's all. All right.
Good direction, Jackie.
Thanks.
Thank you all very, very much.
Thank you,
And
everybody.
we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Okay. See you.
Okay.
Bye.
Amen. Thank you.
I love you.
Love you.
Love you all. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.